St James's Church was actually a church plant from St Mary's Church in Clitheroe. As the town grew, a second Anglican church was built and the parish of St James was established. The main church, the nave behind me, was built in 1839 and at the time cost only £2,500. The locals didn't really like the appearance of the church building, saying it looked like a barn, but the church kept growing. The tower was built by the second rector, Reverend Morgan. Church records show that he insisted on building the tower, despite opposition from the congregation. The church bells, as many of you will know, were installed in 1925 and are in memory of the young men of the parish who were killed in World War I. They were installed at the same time as the clock. Throughout the majority of the 20th century, very little building work was done to the church. The pastoral centre was constructed in 1986 to provide for the Sunday school and midweek events, and a lot of the Sunday school work would also happen down at St James's School. Then, in the late 90s, the church came up with an ambitious plan to reorder the whole building. Here's Andrew Stevens, who was involved from the beginning.
Starting at the East End, the chancel was completely remodelled with the addition of the large oak cross and the full immersion baptistry. All the pews were removed. The floor was dug out and underfloor heating, and the seating was provided by movable wooden chairs. The whole north exit entrance hall area was completely remodelled, again with underfloor heating. The garden room was created and a direct connection to the old parish room was created, and the parish room was completely revamped. It was funded completely by the church family by increased regular giving or one-off gifts. But to get the project up and running, the Lancaster Foundation provided a loan which allowed us to start earlier than we would have been otherwise. But that loan has now been fully repaid. So the whole project, the whole Vision 2000 project, was fully funded by the church family.
So here I am in front of the Seedles building yard that lies next door to the church. Why am I here? Well, I'm wondering whether this might be the next development of our building presence here around St James's. For those of you who have been at St James's for a long time, you'll know that it has long been a desire to acquire this land. And here in 2020, we have that opportunity. This is a really exciting opportunity, and I want to look at it in the short, the medium, and the long term. First of all, the short term. Well, we have this opportunity to buy this land now, today in 2020. This will be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to acquire it. As we think about the medium term, what could we do with the land? Well, how about a youth zone or a purpose-built children and families centre? How about counselling rooms or a CAP centre? And how about a cafe and a meeting place for those who are lonely here around this area? Well, what about the long term? Well, I believe we have a responsibility for future generations. The people who built the church in the mid-19th century. You who are here, who reordered it at the beginning of the 21st. You invested for the future. And I'm sure you didn't foresee, or they didn't foresee, all the things, all the ministries that arose because of what they did. But can I encourage you to see it as an investment? Yes, an investment in this land, but an investment in the kingdom, and an investment in the community that we serve, and an investment in the lives of people that we won't even know.
So that's the current situation. We know it seems absolutely crazy to be thinking about a building project right now. So that's why we have our Beyond 2020 month of prayer and fasting. This week, we're really asking you to seek God about the future plans for the building. Back in March, we shared plans for the Oasis Room improvements. In April, the potential acquisition of Seedles Yard came up. Added to this, we have the potential budget deficit for the next few years. So yes, that all adds to the craziness of what we think God may be calling us to. So over the next week, and for the rest of Beyond 2020, please pray about the church's buildings and finances. On the 18th of October, Mark will be sharing more about this, both in the service and the AGM, which is straight after the service. And from the 20th of October to the 20th of November, we'll be asking you to consider your own giving, to consider investing in the future of the church, investing in generations yet to come, and investing in the kingdom of God in Clitheroe.